Shiji, or the Records of the Grand Historian, now usually known, is a monumental history of ancient China and the world finished around 94 BC by the Han Dynasty official Sima Qian, after having been started by his father, Sima Tan, Grand Astrologer of the Imperial Court. The work covers the world as it was then known to the Chinese, and a 2,500-year period from the age of the legendary Yellow Emperor to the reign of Emperor Wu of the Han Dynasty in the author's own time. The records have been called a foundational text in Chinese civilization. After Confucius and the first emperor of Qin, Sima Qian was one of the creators of imperial China, not least because by providing definitive biographies, he virtually created the two earlier figures. The records set the model for the 24 subsequent dynastic histories of China. Unlike Western historical works, the records do not treat history as a continuous, sweeping narrative, but rather break it up into smaller, overlapping units dealing with the famous leaders, individuals, and major topics of significance. There are two known surviving fragments of the Shiji manuscripts from before the Tang Dynasty, both of which are reserved in a temple in Japan. Portions of at least 9 Tang Dynasty manuscripts survive. 3 fragments discovered among the Tongyong manuscripts in the early 20th century, and 6 manuscripts preserved in Japanese temples and museums. A number of woodblock printed editions of the Shiji survive, the earliest of which date to the Song Dynasty from 960 to 1297. In all, the Shiji is about 526,000 Chinese characters long, making it 4 times longer than Thucydides' history of the Peloponnesian War, and longer than the Old Testament. The Shiji includes 130 chapters, each of them divided into 5 different sections. The first section is the basic annals, chapters 1 through 12. The second section is the chronological tables, chapters 13 through 22, where events are recorded and coordinated across several states, kingdoms, and feudal domains, and the level of detail increases as the chronology gets closer to Sima Qian's time. Section 3 is treatises, chapters 23 through 30, including topics such as music, ritual, astronomy, calendar making, and economics. The fourth section is detailed histories of hereditary houses, chapters 31 through 60, from the Zhou dynasty to the Han dynasty. And the fifth section is memoirs of categorized biographies, chapters 61 through 130, which are biographies of important figures and families. The last of the history is Sima Qian's own biography.